US, Australia, UK, of course, Norway, the Bali. We have Indonesia. We've got people from all over, guys. Don't be confused thinking that we're not moving forward. We're very excited about the space, and that's different phases, right? Different phases when a company releases content, updates, new products, services. You've got to be innovative. You've got to be able to be flexible. You've got to be able to understand about what it takes to build something, what we built on the blockchain technology, supported in the crypto space, and also the game industry world. So, Sam, I think a lot of times people don't realize, they see your wonderful backdrop. They say, wow, man, I want to live where she lived. This is fantastic. But, you know, I think for all the things that we've been doing with SuperOne, you know, since 2017, 18, our first release, our rollout, very successful in Vietnam and all other places in the Asian market. And now, of course, our second phase, rolling out, getting so close to some exciting things happening. But I think, Sam, for the first time, for product deliverability. Now, we've had our network, our communities all in place, our compensations paid out every single time, every single second of the day. Ever since we moved over to the XRP ledger, people have just been excited. Now they're saying, wait a minute, XRP, I didn't know you guys use that as a ledger, as a payment system. You bet. And many others coming down the road. When you realize that, folks, that's used all over the world. In fact, Sam, I think people don't realize 95% of XRP's usability is done outside of even the USA and also North America. So it's exciting to realize how fast the payment system is, how usability it is. People are buying groceries, buying homes, cars, transitioning payments to people all over, ledgers from employees to family members. They're using it every day as a commodity currency all over the world, right from their mobile application. Now, SuperOne gives them that opportunity to do that in a real business. You know, that's exciting for all of us. Now, folks, we know you're getting your guests connected in. This will be recorded, so make sure once that's updated, Arthur will kind of trim things up for us to make sure we get them effective. You don't need to hear from us, promise you there. But in that, Sam and I are always here every single week and every single day, working right alongside of you in the network community, as well as on the business side. If you got questions, no problem. Put them in the questionnaire. We'll do our best to get those answered. We won't answer them during the presentation, but we will at the end, or any other updates that we have, or we'll send them directly to Arthur and the team there at SuperOne. Of course, Andreas Christensen, guys, doing a great job with his team at corporate, also with the development team, the coding team, programming team, payment system. Of course, you think of legal, you think of our white paper, our web page, and of course, now the NFT store coming out very, very soon. But Arthur wanted to put together, alongside of our owner, our CEO, the information that's going to make sure, you know, what do I buy? Why do I buy it? What do I do with these NFTs? How is this all going to work? And you're going to hear what we feel, one of the most exciting phases for us here at SuperOne, and to realize what it's going to mean for our financial future, right? That's the reason why we're in business, to generate an income, to help other people, even less fortunate people, or even people say, you know what, I'm really excited about this space. You know, Sam, even some folks were posting in some of the groups today. They're saying, hey, what do I do with all these tokens? You know, guys, that's September. Get ready. That's a whole nother level. That's not today. Today is NFT, and we gave you those tokens for free. So just know that's a gift from us to you. You believe in the project, and of course, long term, you'll see how that'll benefit everybody in this space. Once Arthur joins us, we'll get things ramped up. But Sam, any other field-related things from the Facebook communities? Anything that you want to share and highlighted some points for us here today?
Hi everyone. No, you've covered most of it, or all of it, other than Arthur's update with the NFTs. But I do hope people have, before this webinar, has actually at least found out what NFT actually means, because that's actually important. Otherwise, this may go over the top of your head. But then again, watch this again. If you've watched it, rewatch it, and yeah, get yourself up to speed with it, because we are moving into a very, very exciting space. I'm very excited for what's to come. So I've got my pen ready, and yep, I'll be taking notes. And I believe Arthur's on.
Yeah, fantastic. Once he gives us the green light, we'll get him connected in and making sure as his screen goes live, he's working hard behind the scenes. Guys, remember, think about our team here that we have at, of course, SuperOne. You think about behind the scenes, the day-to-day operations. Some of you guys are doing different projects, different businesses, no problem. We're here. We're here working. We believe in the project. We paid out, folks, close to, you think about it, close to what are we thinking? $8 million almost in commissions. Somebody has made some serious income here at SuperOne, and they believe in the project. That gives us a very small margin of usability of resources. That means that our company's saying, hey, we're going to 100 million. We're going to $1 billion brand. In order to do that, we need to help as many people not only being successful in a home-based business arena, but also the other side of the business world that don't even know anything about networking. You're going to see all those 2-3 things come together, merge together in this industry. But I'll tell you, Arthur said the other day, Sam, he says, hey, listen, I'm so excited about the game space. I want to stay focused on NFTs. I want to stay focused in blockchain technology. He's been playing games, guys, since he was 12. He's probably one of those guys that invented some of this stuff. But listen, he's here with us today, head of affiliates, Arthur Zablocki. Over to you. We're so thankful that you're here today.
Super. Thank you for this introduction, guys. Yes, the space that we are in right now is incredibly exciting. I know that some people are just waiting for the game to come out, and they treat this whole NFT space as a peripheral type of a product. But the moment you immerse yourself into this world, like this morning on my morning walk, I listened to Tom Bilyeu. Anybody who knows Tom, I didn't think until 2 days ago that this guy is so deep within the NFT space. He actually learned about this space originally back into 6 years ago. And then 6 months ago, that guy, of course, is a millionaire. He invented he created this company called Quest Nutrition. Then he launched one of the most popular podcasts on YouTube to do with mindset, motivation, biohacking, and the rest of it. Now this guy has an entire team developing NFTs to do with manga, with anime and games. And he's one of thousands of people. Because this, as Sam said, this does require some education. When you realize how big this space is going to be, basically, it's like blockchain. My son is a little bit like me. He's a rebel, and he does exactly what I don't do. And when I tell him to do something, he will resist it just because I said it. Children are like that, at least I was. He's the same. It just so happened. Yeah, he's definitely not adopted. So that's what's happening. And I told him, listen, whether you like it or not, whether you're going to be resisting or not, or you're going to embrace it, blockchain is coming. It's like 100-ton train that is riding right in front of that, right towards you. Either you're going to step back or you're going to jump in. This is same with NFTs. Houses, cars, insurance policies, all of it will be sitting on a blockchain and will be an NFT. All of it. Because NFTs is having an NFT on a smart contract gives you a confirmation that you are the owner of that particular asset. And what people think that NFTs is just about art, it's just about digital. It's not the case. NFT, it could be a digital reflection, confirmation of a physical asset. Again, houses. People will be able to track exactly, okay, who was the original owner of that house? Who bought it next? For how much? Who bought it next? Maybe the original owner will be getting royalties, a small portion of the fees when there is a transfer. Guys, this space is completely unlimited. Somebody actually this morning said on one of the podcasts that there are insurance companies in the blockchain space, in this decentralized world that are selling insurance policies for goods, for items, for accessories that you buy whilst playing games. In-game accessories being insured against breaking. Like, that's the world it's crazy. But 10 years from now, none of it will be crazy. It will be just everyday reality for everybody. So whether you're sitting on a side or you're embracing, you will be kicking yourself. I'm not talking about SuperOne in general, in particular, but in general. This space it's moving, it's taking over everything. It's just an upgrade. Why aren't you guys using analog phones? Why aren't you just spinning that rotator circle anymore? Why don't you do that? Why aren't you using Blackberries anymore or Nokia's 3210? Because what we have today is better. It's more comfortable, it's more convenient. It's the same with NFT. It's the same with blockchain. It's taking over because it's just a better product. It's a replacement for what we have today. And it's a much, much better replacement. So we've got a few things for you that we've prepared, guys, specifically, of course, for SuperOne, because what is about to happen, again, it's going to be on another level. And we've been waiting for this so much, so long, actually just before I start. Because I did have a pretty heated exchange with one of the teams, with one of the groups yesterday. And guys, because of what is happening right now, upgrades to the affiliate plan, to the affiliate back office, aligning it with the game. Then we've got the promotions that we need to sort out. We've got the token swap that we need to sort out. We've got some movements that we need to do. We are introducing one more product specifically for affiliates, spoiler alert. And of course, we've got the NFT, we've got the marketplace, we've got the store, we've got the game itself. There's so much going on. And at times, I may be a little bit brutal. I may be a little bit direct when interacting with some of you. Do not take it personally. We just have a lot going on, and I cannot go around the houses trying to be excessively nice and polite. I need to send the message directly. Guys, I'm seeing that a lot of you, for whatever reason, are struggling with access to your SuperOne account. Contact the support. Do not reach out to your leaders. Many leaders are now reactivating. They're starting to get busy. Like when don't ask anybody to be dealing with those very basic, very simple administrative things. Go straight to the support. Your leaders do not have access to the back office of SuperOne. They need to probably contact 2 or 3 or 4 other people to get your thing resolved. It's a waste of everybody's time. I cannot be more honest. Go straight to the support team. If you have a support issue, and again, pretend that they don't know you, pretend that they don't see your screen, because they actually don't. So, because I'm seeing some of the support messages and I'm thinking, how are they supposed to know what you want them to do if you gave them 2 lines of text and nothing else, and no referral link either? You need to provide exhaustive information, guys. Just let them work, let them be efficient. If you're gonna give them more, they're gonna resolve your issue faster. Help at super.one is the address for the support. We just have a new guy in the office who started in a support team, so these things should be going much faster. Let's go into the main section. I needed to say that because I know that people are panicking right now. Nobody's helping us. We don't know how to get back into the system. We're posting updates 2 or 3 times per week inside of our community Telegram channel and many Facebook groups. We cannot be reminding you, listen, there is an update, go and check. You need to have reminders set up so that you do it yourself. We are responsible. This is our own business. Now, guys, this is where we are. Back when we first started, we kept on talking about the value of the whole gaming industry, video gaming. I don't know why they still call it video gaming. That's so back in the 90s. But yeah, they say back in May, June, July, predictions were that during the 2020, the total revenue generated by the gaming companies will be at around 160 billion. The actual result was 179, mostly because of the pandemic. People stayed at home, they started their homes, they had a lot more time, they played games. So over there, that's already like a 15% increase effectively, a little bit less, round it up. And here are other statistics to do with the whole blockchain space. In the world, you have 2.7 billion gamers. And remember that gaming, for some people, it's just enjoyment, pleasure, relaxation. For others, it's a form of escapism. They just want to forget about the daily struggles, challenges, issues, and they want to relax a little bit and just focus and immerse themselves into that one world environment. So we know this is a hugely popular space. There's a lot of passion, there is a lot of enthusiasm around it. This figure will be going up. Because again, as we go further and further into the future, kids will become adults. So this number will only be rapidly growing. And eventually, there's going to be virtually, as long as you have a phone, as long as you have internet access, virtually there will be everybody in the world that will be participating in some form of gaming activity. Now, Steam, one of the most popular gaming platforms out there, there are 25 new games that are being added every single day. Mobile games industry could be worth 169 billion. I was thinking, okay, by the end of 2025. Now, the mobile, the keyword that I didn't highlight, the keyword here is mobile, because that's relevant to us. Our game will be a mobile game, and right now the mobile gaming industry is worth about 60. So it will more than double over the next 4 years. It will more than double. Everybody's on their phones. Again, it's logical. When you put those things together, it will all make sense instantly. Now, a surprising figure to me, 45% of the US gamers are women. This is for everybody. Do not prejudge. Do not think, oh, females, whatever, my sister's friends, whatever. Everybody. Like, there's a lot of people that are playing, that are participating. Now, massive. This one, I only did the calculations about an hour ago, because to me, 12% seems like nothing. Like, you can go and farm to get 12%, 10%, whatever. It didn't feel that much. But CAGR is the key factor here, because this is compounded annual growth rate. So you're compounding. Like, if you have 100, that turns into 112, and then 112 times 12% plus 12%. So it's compounded. So look how these figures stack up. That was last year. The value of the global value of the gaming industry, revenue generated, 179 billion. Last year, expectations for this year, already 200 billion. Next year, 225. The year after, 252. The year after, 282, and 316. Forbes predicted that it's going to be 300 billion, like a year ago. Predictions are way bigger already. So that's 2025, $316 billion, the value of the gaming industry. Now, the question to you is, and I'm going to pause for a second, what do you think is missing in all of these calculations? Feel free to use the chat. Feel free to use the Q&A. Put in what you think is missing. I'm going to give it another 5 to 10 seconds, and then I'm going to review the answer, just to make sure that we've got some interaction going on. But we've got quite a few people. I've saw messages. I've seen that people were actually excited about this call, and many wanted to join. So I'm glad that so many of you have joined us live, because we're going to give you a head start. We're not going to release the recording until later this evening. So just be sure that you participate, ask questions as well. So guys, none of these predictions, none of these forecasts, estimates, they include the power of the blockchain, the impact that the blockchain technology and the NFTs will make on the entire gaming space. These numbers are not even included. So Axie, we talk about a lot. We talk about this company a lot. Everybody does. Again, the big story about Axie is that they've been out there for 4 years. I haven't heard about them until 2 months ago. There are many companies like that. The difference between us and Axie is that Axie decided to raise funds to develop their project differently. They were just there in their own corner, minding their own business, reaching out to a few venture capitalists, raised funds, started development on the quiet. We didn't do it that way. We decided to go slightly different route where the revenue generated is shared among active affiliates. That's what we decided to do. That's why we've been louder about the whole project, about the whole development, but we are almost like Axie back in 2018, 19, when they first started this whole thing, when they amassed this initial group of founders, this Genesis community. Right now, Axie is already valuated at nearly $2.4 billion. And then you've got Illuvium. Illuvium is only about to release a demo. They don't even have a game. They don't have a game right now. It's a $127 million company, 100 people staff, and their target is to release a AAA type of a game. Massive budget, massive marketing efforts. Like, they're going for the top class game that they want to release. They don't even have a game yet. 127 million. Guys, so those figures, those growth predictions, 316 billion by 2025, the whole gaming, blockchain-based gaming and NFT will push it up to 400 or maybe $500 billion. You are at the very beginning of something massive. Super website, if you are into blockchain-based games, Play to Earn is one of the best sites you can ever go to at the moment. Look, Axie and Illuvium, there were just two games, $2.5 billion between them, and there are another 291 games registered by Play to Earn portal. So just imagine how much all of these games are worth right now in terms of valuation, in terms of the revenue that they generate. And again, the majority of them don't even have games just yet. We're now about to enter into this. So this quarter, next quarter, is when these companies will start releasing their games. We've got Myst launching a demo this quarter. Axie continuing with the development. Ephemeron, then we've got Pokemon that just rebranded. Illuvium, Star Atlas is also aiming for a AAA game, massive. Like, this is happening right now, together with us, together with SuperOne. All of these games, SuperOne and SuperOne, the trivia game, they will be launching more or less at the same time. And the whole space, I said it before, and I'm not sure if you remember, those of you who were on this call last week, I said, again, not like I have a crystal ball that I know what's going to happen, but the Bitcoin was at around 32,000 last week when we met on a Saturday before last. What's happened? And I said that very, very likely is the blockchain-based games that will be responsible for that will be that igniting factor behind the next bull run of the entire crypto market. And what happened a week later, with all these games pumping like crazy, Bitcoin is at 40,000 already. Sometimes you don't need a crystal ball. Sometimes those predictions or guesses are simply just observations. It's very simple. The writing is in front of you. It's on the wall. This space is massive. Now, something a little bit closer to home, because this is relevant to SuperOne, the fan base, the global fan base of everybody. It's crazy about football. That's 3.5 billion people group. People who are very passionate about football. Basketball, 2.2 billion people consider themselves fans. And then the next game that we will be focusing on will be the American football, NFL. 410 million people support that sport. So just look how many people potentially we have who would be interested in becoming customers, becoming players, users of the platform. And of course, then we've got the whole other group who would want to join this purely because of the financial opportunity. So now we've got the NFTs. That was just about the blockchain. The NFTs part will be shorter. $2.2 billion generated in the NFT space just in the first half of this year. Just the first half. And again, this is just the beginning. The music industry did not even kick in properly at all. And there are so many other intellectual rights. So It's time to get busy. Now, here is this thing that I wanted to discuss specifically with you guys today. Which cards, because we're getting these questions, which cards should I buy? How many should I buy? What type of cards should I buy? Should I spend it all or leave some credits for later? We're getting these questions. And when choosing, you need to make that choice. You need to decide between the money power of a particular card versus the power status that you're going to get from owning that particular card. It's between those two things. When everything is about, again, these two powers, and status is big. So again, internet today, we see, like you never know who you talk to, who's on the other side, whether that's just a keyboard warrior, whether that's a troll, whether that's a fake entrepreneur, or you're dealing with a real person. So some people are just pretending, but some people, when you see them, it doesn't matter what they wear, you know, okay, he's the real deal. So that's what status does. Status is like having a Rolex. Which one of these is fake? Do you think it's on the left? Do you think it's on the right? Do you think that because the text it aligns? Maybe not. But you know, if you own a real Rolex, you don't expect to be seen or perceived differently by everybody. But when you walk into this special club, into this special restaurant, exclusive room, and you have this Rolex sticking out, there's going to be a guy who will say, that's the exact model number. That's how many were released in total. This could be 5 out of 21 in the world like that. That's what you're looking for. It's not about people buy certain assets because of how they are going to feel about them. Knowing that they've got something that is this unique, knowing that it's something that is this rare. They don't care what others say. Like with these CryptoPunks, I can download an image of a CryptoPunk and upload it to Twitter, but I'm gonna have a fake one. People that plays real CryptoPunks, people know that they've got the real one. People know and they know. It's a big, big thing. So think about it. The status is a big thing. I've spent quite a bit of time researching, watching stuff on it. It's a major motivation. Again, it's also like when you buy something, when you're buying something, you're spending money. And because you have less money, your status decreases, your wealth decreases. This is why the thing that you've just purchased needs to be able to elevate that status immediately. And that's when that person will make a decision to buy. If you buy something that decreases your status permanently, it's very hard for the other person to sell that item to you. There's a lot that's been done about this. So guys, now to do with our cards, here is something that I realized. If you're gonna buy a less known NFT, sport, of course, football initially, that's the first release. If you're gonna buy a sport related NFT where the player is less known, you're likely to make more money from the game itself. I'm not talking about potentially selling that card later on, because of course we're going to have a marketplace, so you will be able to trade. So this is this decision that you have to make. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a mix. I think it's the safest bet, because again, more known players like Messi, Maradona, Ronaldo, you will be able to trade them for higher prices. But I don't think that these cards will make you more money from the game itself. I will explain exactly why in a second. Now, so more known NFTs will give you higher status. You're gonna buy Ronaldo, you're gonna upload it to your Facebook profile, to Instagram, Twitter, whatever, and you know that you've got the unique card. You know that you've got this 1 in 100, whatever. That's it. Now, I'm gonna turn off the screen share for just a second. Just to remind everybody how the game itself is going to work, how we're doing for time. Okay, it's 3:30. We're nearly there. So, when you're gonna play the game, of course, the initial mini game will be about the 100 football legends. So remember how these cards, different classes of cards will make you money. So you're going to be answering 10 questions. And let's say you have this, it could be Johan Cruyff. It could be Kagawa. Like, you don't know these players. They are not from your country, whatever. You don't know these players. A question came up about Johan Cruyff, and you can guess. You as the player can guess. Okay, which year was he born? Was he born in 1965? You have no idea who that guy is. You have two options. Either you're going to guess, but if you get that question wrong, your chances of winning drop significantly. Or you can draw a circle on the screen to buy a correct answer. That's what these NFT cards are for. So every time when somebody buys that correct answer by drawing a circle, people who have that NFT card make money. That's how you're making money. So now think about the games. When a question comes up about Ronaldo, Ronaldo is known by everyone, almost the majority of people. Like, even people who are not interested in sport have heard about Cristiano Ronaldo, very likely. So if you have a question about Ronaldo, very likely that the player will know the answer. So smaller percent of people, that's my thinking only. This is not from the corporate, this is just my logic. That's how I think about this, but I think you would agree. If you don't, comment, because I'm always interested how other people are wired. But that's how I think. There's a higher chance that people will be able to answer the question correctly. So they will not be drawing the circle, they will just be trying to answer. So therefore that NFT from the game itself may not be earning money. But on the trading side, that card will be insanely valuable. But Johan Cruyff, Kagawa, whatever, Cantona, Eric Cantona, maybe people don't know them that much. And that's when very likely people will be spending money to get the correct answer and to make sure that they are on track to potentially winning in a game. Let's pause here for a second because I want to be sure that everybody gets it. Any questions, Steve, Samantha? Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. There's some good questions coming in, Arthur, but everyone that Sam's hitting on and I'm hitting on, you're getting them answered right with the content you're delivering. So great job. People are really starting to gravitate to understand what we've really got our hands on.
Yeah, it's almost like we're gonna go back into the Q&A in just a second, but it's almost like counterintuitive. But at the same time, you've got two income streams from these cards, not just one. One that will launch when the game is out, but then one will be introduced the moment the marketplace opens up. So you've got these two different avenues that you're aiming for. This is why the best strategy to me is not just go for the big guys, and they're gonna sell out pretty fast anyway. But at the same time, don't think, oh, I didn't buy Messi, so there is no point going for that little guy. I don't know who that guy is. That guy can actually make you a lot more money. You don't know. But it's a good strategy to have a mix because of this factor. One can elevate your status. You've got a unique 1 of 100. And again, timing is also very important, but I'm going to highlight it. We're nearly there. Now, of course, the gold cards. Yeah, my internet is a bit. Let me turn off the video for just a second to be sure that there is no interruption. Yeah, the gold cards by far will be the most valuable because they give you access to 3 different difficulty levels of every game. So you'll be able to collect money a lot faster from the gold cards themselves. So again, it's like I said, so you've got the money potential because the player is less known, or you've got the power status that you gain because the player is more known and it will be more valuable on the exchange. And we've got so many possibilities. I don't know exactly how we're gonna release the marketplace itself, but there could be maybe ongoing royalties that the original owner of the card receives. I'm just guessing, but we could have all of these possibilities introduced into the ecosystem. That even makes things a lot more interesting. That you know that you are the original owner of that asset, and it doesn't matter how many people will then buy it from each other, they always get a cut from every single transaction, from every single exchange. I'm going to work on that. I will see if that's something that the corporate can introduce, but that will be very good. Now, the spoiler from Andreas. There will be 100 players in it. So 100 players, that's what's going to be introduced. So 100 bronze, 100 silver, and 100 gold cards for one. So Ronaldo, 100 bronze, 100 silver, 100 gold. Maradona, 100 bronze, 100 silver, 100 gold. Eric Cantona, 100, 100, 100, 100. It's going to be like that for everybody. So the first lot, I said to Andreas that, there's going to be some craziness, because 3,000 cards is not a lot, but that's what we're going to get during the first release. So my suggestion is, I know it's going to be tough. I did some crazy things in the past to make sure that I secure certain things online, like waking up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, just to be sure that I'm there when things go live. I will make sure that Andreas gives us like at least a few hours prior announcement to the release when the card store goes live. Of course, fingers crossed that we are going to be live tomorrow. But yeah, I will make sure that this message goes out before. Try to be there when the store opens up. That's my message to you, because yeah, we don't know. Now, it's worth leaving yourself just a little bit for the game itself. But again, this very first batch of the cards is going to be very special. Again, you will be able to secure this number 5. How cool would it be 2 years from now, 5 years from now, to say, I've got the number 5 of the entire SuperOne's NFT store collection. The first, I was the 5th person who bought the first ever release. So I think a lot of people will be going for that. Have a mixture. I think we did release the entire, I will try to get that list out so that you can see all of the names. Pick yours, pick which cards you're going to be aiming for. Okay, my goal is to secure this one. That's my plan A. If everyone gets it, that's going to be my second choice. Do something like that. Play with it over the next 24 hours, maybe less, but yeah, play with it. Decide which ones. If you can get at least 2, that will put you in an even better spot. And 2 gold cards on those 2 spectrums, 2 extremes, very popular, and somebody who is very likely to make you good money because of the circles, people drawing circles. That's the strategy. That's my logic. So that's it, guys. We're going to switch quickly to a Q&A. I've over-talked a little bit, but
no, good stuff.
I'm hoping that this has been informative.
Yes. Listen, so Alan had a question that says, will this discount only apply for the first 100-player launch?
The 50% at the moment, as far as I know, yes. Because you are buying at a 50% discount comparing to people who will be later on buying with crypto. So you are spending your credits. So it's like, guys, so we've been banging that drum so long. Focus on the credits, focus on the credits, focus on the credits. And people, I don't know what happened? And now everybody's saying, I may not have enough credits. Like, what did we tell you? 6 months ago, you were getting probably twice the amount of credits from the same size package. What's going to happen 2 months from now, 3 months from now, is going to be even less. If you feel that for whatever reason, it makes sense for you to add another package, because the number of credits will continue dropping. Really, now is the time, because there's going to be another decrease in 2 days' time, and again, the number of credits will be lower. But that's what happens. Like we said it so many times. Yes, we are like Axie back in 2018. Maybe the lights are barely on. Maybe there's not much happening, but this is about to change.
Yep, fantastic. The other one also, Cindy said, is there a list of players? We've got all that. So when you see that folks come out, Arthur will highlight a little bit on that list. It's already there. They're already coding it. They're running all the sequences, making sure. Guys, there's a lot. We don't just put up the store and then let people buy. It's all got to be in code and queue. It's got to make sure it's sent to the right account, right person. Doing a lot of testing in that, Arthur. I think people don't realize what the fundamental is. It's not like you're lighting up a store and go buy. It's got to be linked to that person's account, be brought into the person's relationship, all that. So when you collect these, you're exactly right, Arthur. So guys, all the networkers, you guys that are really smart out there, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to need more game credits. I think I'm going to sponsor my wife. And that way I get paid on the credits and we can use those together. Yeah, you bet. There's all kinds of great ways to do just that. But get your credits yourself personally. Like Arthur said, upgrade your account. Multiply those credits yourself, because you're only going to be able to buy from your account exclusively, right? You can't share right now other credits from other accounts. So whatever's in your account is what will apply to your purchase only. Any other stuff in that in detail, Arthur will highlight that for you, make sure. But again, guys, it's going to move fast. It's going to move exciting. And we won't have to wait to get up early in the morning, Sam. We'll be up before Arthur, so we'll get the early. We won't get up at 2. We can be a USA time. We'll get right in there. We'll beat them out and get the great collectibles. But, hey, Arthur, great update, great content. Anything else you want to highlight on before Sam and I kind of wrap things up? And also the help email. Sam, could you just make sure you verbally put that out? Is it help@SuperOne? People ask for that one more time. Just highlight that so if they have any detailed questions, it'll get to our support ticket area.
Yep, I'll quickly highlight it. For any help desk tech support, it's help@super.one. Arthur actually highlighted that. The other thing I have to say is if you put a ticket already in for that one incident or one query, do not repeat. Or if you do repeat, make sure you put in the reference number from that particular code. Wait at least 72 hours. If you don't get a response, then if you are inclined to, put that reference number and say, I've done a help desk ticket before, this is a reference number, I'm following up, because otherwise you're clogging the help desk. It's not helpful.
Yes, fantastic. Yep. And Alan said, of course,
yeah, actually on a note, just one more.
Yeah. Go ahead, Arthur. Little delay. Go ahead.
Yeah, just very quickly. Yes, the transfer of credits is something that we already have on the roadmap. That's no way that we're going to release it before the store. We have a list of key features. We need to do the staking, as I mentioned before, by the end of August. And we need to also change the portfolio section. We are rebranding it. We are renaming it to My Wallet. And we need to add the withdraw button and a few other quick things, quick improvements, so that you can withdraw your tokens. And if you decided that you want to trade your tokens on the exchange from 1st of September, so that you are able to do that. This is why we've got a very strict priority list. Nothing can shift right now. It's very tight. We've got 5 weeks to make those key developments on the platform. And also something very important that we finally actually agreed on this morning with the management team is that the size of your package will determine how many staking rewards you are receiving. The 100 package is a base, because we are introducing something that is called a multiplier. So $100 is a base. If you have that package, you've got 1.0, your base multiplier. 500 will already give you bigger. 1,000 will give you bigger. So your staking rewards, you are getting effectively more than what you are supposed to be getting because of the tokens that you have. So the higher the package, the bigger your staking rewards. That's what we've done. And also your leadership rank will give you additional multipliers. So you've got one from the package and one from your rank. All the ranks will be considered, and that will give you that total multiplier that will decide how big your rewards actually are on that particular day.
Yeah, fantastic. And Arthur, you know, some people have some last minute questions. We'll try to wrap this up now. Important, you know, the store. Of course, folks, we're housing all the NFTs in our app itself. You will not be driven outside of the app. Everything's right here in-house. We made that decision because of the usability and really that we're a technology company. We can do that. That's pretty exciting. The other thing is Arthur talked a little bit about rollout. You know, we don't like to give time frames. We're not going to get caught in the things that we did in the past. We're getting better at delivering. We're getting better at time frames. But people are still asking that one question: when is that store light going to go on?
So it is web-based. So it doesn't matter whether I have a poor connection, so I needed to turn off the video. So it will be on your browser. It doesn't matter whether you're going to do it from your laptop, from your desktop, or from your phone. You just open up your web browser, go to super.one, and you log into your SuperOne account. And there is no blockchain interaction with MetaMask, with Trust Wallet of any sort at this stage. So it will be a very easy process. The store will be interacting with your balance, with your credit balance inside of your SuperOne account. That's it. It's that simple.
Perfect. Perfect. And again, that last question, Arthur, any time frame on that store door opening?
So this, as far as I know, within 24 hours. That's what's, yes, we are going to be, of course, Andreas it's touch and go. Andreas is checking all the time, but that's, as far as I know, that's the time frame.
Yeah, fantastic. And guys, listen, remember, we're networkers, right? We're home-based business people. Whether you started with $100 and you've already multiplied that 3 times, you've done fantastic. Whether you started with $500 and you've already multiplied that 3 or 4 times, fantastic. We're not really looking for so much of how fast I can get my money back, or how fast I can get it, like Arthur said, is to multiply. How many want to make more than $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 in your SuperOne business? Once you get your head wrapped around that, you won't be so worried about, well, how fast can I get that money back that I put in? You're going to want to put more in to multiply that. That's the compounding effect, meaning not in a interest base, but in the, of course, sweat capital base. How much my time do I want to put into my business that I want to grow my community? That's where you've got potentially hundreds or even thousands of players in your network community that are not only going to play along with you, buy NFTs. What conversations are you going to have saying, oh, I got that one collected. Oh, you got 97? Oh, I got 33. Oh, wow, how'd you get that one? Oh, I'm going to go back and get a silver. You know how much fun this is going to be in the next 24, 48 hours, and then all the way through August, guys. And then September is going to light up. We're going to have footprints all the way through the next several months of what we're building towards, all the things that we set out to do, Arthur, Samantha, and all of our key players, literally 15, 16 months ago. That's not a long time, guys, when you realize what we've already done in such a short period of time. Any last minute comments we have from our staff, our leader aboard here? If not, I believe we'll kind of wrap things up. Arthur, anything else? Sam, anything else?
My math was a little bit off. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 30,000 cards because it's 3 times 100 times 100.
Right.
So yes, just a little different.
I like the 3,000. I'd rather keep the 3,000.
They're gonna go very, very fast.
Right? I think the 3,000 is better, Arthur. That means everybody's going to be jumping around. No, that's good, guys. Hey, now you can go, all right, I can still play.
I think they will anyway.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, guys, great update, Arthur. Thanks for taking the time, putting everything together. I know with the relation, guys, remember the help desk that Sam sent out. Sam, anything else that we do want to touch base on? We may even highlight a Super Saturday this week, guys. We'll see. We'll let you know next 24-48. We'll see how Saturday looks. This has been a great update for us, so this may fill that gap for Saturday. We'll see, but if the store is open next 24-48, whatever, giving us time to get some usability in there and start playing around. Guys, don't hammer the company. As we migrate this together, we got to grow together. So if there's little things, remember, you all have the email that Sam gave you. Make sure if there's anything that's concerning, great. If there's concerns with credit, great. We'll fix everything, guys. If there's anything to be fixed from the past, we're on it. And one thing I know about our CEO, guys, he'll make sure that things get paid up, get taken care of, get delivered, and the things he's doing. He is a mastermind kind of guy. Arthur's the delivery aspect. Sam and I are the supportive aspect and making sure people get trained properly in this space. What a great team we do have here all together. So excited to work with all of you and to be with you here today. Again, signing off from all of us here, leadership-wise. And again, have yourself a great day and welcome to SuperOne.
録音